Mark Cuban happens to be a billionaire and entrepreneur, and he has voiced his interest in cryptocurrencies on several occasions using his social media accounts. Right now, he thinks Cardano's ADA tokens are an interesting project, and there are rumors that Mark Cuban believes that Cardano will be hitting the $10 mark in just 90 days. Is it just a rumor, or is there some truth to it? Well, today, let's discuss just that. Hey there, and welcome back to Crypto Impulse. But before we begin, consider subscribing to our channel for more content just like this one. And while you're at it, turn on post notifications so that you never ever miss out on any of our future uploads. Drop a like for the video if you're bullish about the prices for Cardano's ADA tokens. With all that done, let's get started. It was only September 2017, Cardano made a grand entrance into the highly competitive cryptocurrency market, and the team behind Cardano also worked for the Ethereum project before joining Cardano. The best part about the Cardano network is that it is backed by scholars and researchers across the world, and the developer support for Cardano is huge. Cardano's peer review mechanism indicates that it is the type of cryptocurrency that develops slowly and steadily. The advantage of Cardano's technique is that peer review detects security flaws that could lead to more complex difficulties later on. Cardano also effectively attempts to tackle some of the issues that the earlier generation of cryptocurrencies faced during the adoption of blockchain technology on a much larger scale. And this is why Cardano uses proof-of-stake algorithm instead of proof-of-work that both Ethereum and Bitcoin currently use. Cardano also seeks to fix issues such as scalability, interoperability, and sustainability with their blockchain, and this has always been a problem with both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Cardano can now do about 1 million transactions per second with the help of Hydra, and for those of you who don't know, Hydra is a Layer 2 scaling arrangement that uses state diverts to handle exchanges off-chain. Cardano is also famous for using the Ouroboros consensus mechanism, and this happens to be a blockchain-based proof-of-stake protocol and relies on randomly chosen leaders to approve blocks. Just like every other blockchain, however, the node that adds the next block receives a reward for its effort. You also need to keep in mind that because of this proof-of-stake algorithm, Cardano is actually a very eco-friendly cryptocurrency, and when you compare it to Bitcoin and Ethereum, Cardano only uses 6 gigawatt-hours of energy per year compared to Bitcoin's 130 terawatt-hours of energy usage and Ethereum's 50 terawatt-hours of energy usage. So if you're looking just at an eco-friendly currency, Cardano has to be the best one out there right now. You also need to keep in mind that Cardano's ADA tokens do have a very limited supply, and we're looking at a total supply of 45 billion ADA tokens. And right now, we have around 33 billion ADA tokens available as the circulating supply for you to trade. So once Cardano takes off in popularity, the limited supply, combined with huge demand, will definitely raise the prices of ADA tokens. You also need to keep in mind that Cardano Foundation is working in different sectors like healthcare, finance, and agriculture. In healthcare, Cardano's blockchain can validate pharmaceutical products to avoid the danger of purchasing counterfeit medications. In the field of finance, Cardano can be utilized in developing nations as a record of individuals' identities. In the field of agriculture, Cardano's blockchain innovation can give a dependable inventory network for farmers and suppliers. Cardano has become one of the largest cryptocurrency projects in the world with a market capitalization of around $68 billion, and it is now the fourth largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization. On September 28, 2021, Cardano was trading at around the $2 mark. Now, this means a lot because there are about 7,000 cryptocurrency projects in total, or even more, and to be able to make it to the top 10 is a huge task, let alone top 5, and Cardano's fourth position, combined with its market capitalization, means that so many investors are betting on the future of Cardano tokens. Billionaire Mark Cuban is now out there taking a deeper look into Cardano tokens because Cardano was hitting a record high earlier this year, and there is no reason why Mark Cuban was considering Cardano's ADA tokens. Earlier this year, Mark Cuban also discussed Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin coin investments, and it was this tweet where he mentioned publicly Cardano's ADA tokens. If you have been following the financial world, you will definitely know about Mark Cuban. But for those of you who don't know Mark Cuban, well, he's an entrepreneur, investor, and philanthropist who began his fortune in 1990 with the sale of his technology startup MicroSolutions. Around 3 decades later, his business ventures and stakes in the sports and entertainment industry have helped his net worth skyrocket. The billionaire has made most of his money through media companies and investments, and he also expressed a passing interest in running for president in 2020. Coming back to ADA tokens, we have a lot of critics that mentioned that Cardano still has a long way to go before they can actually compete with Ethereum, because Ethereum is known for its smart contract capabilities, which powers decentralized finance applications, NFTs, or non-fungible tokens, among so many other things right now. Ethereum network operates on a proof-of-work model where miners need to solve complex mathematical puzzles to validate transactions. But we also have news that Ethereum will be migrating to a proof-of-stake model where miners can validate transactions according to how many coins they hold. The proof-of-stake protocol also uses much less energy, just like what Cardano is doing within its network as well. So a lot more people are actually looking at Cardano as a more environmentally friendly alternative to Ethereum. Cardano is still working on its smart contract capabilities, which they will be releasing as a part of an upgrade later this year. So yes, this could be why Mark Cuban thinks that Cardano does fall short when it comes to its utility as of now, because earlier this year, on May 15th of 2021, Mark Cuban took it to Twitter to ask, "Are you personally able to use ADA tokens for anything? If so, what have you used it for?" That's the question I asked about all crypto. Do you find yourself using and anything that you find value in? From this, it is clear that Mark Cuban was not very optimistic about Cardano earlier this year, but things are changing because the network is growing even further. When you look at the price predictions for Cardano in 3 months, ADA tokens will be reaching the $5 mark and not the $10 mark like Mark Cuban wants it to be. But the $10 price will only be happening by 2022, according to few sources, and that has to be the more optimistic side of the predictions. But do keep in mind that cryptocurrency predictions are very difficult because the entire market is driven by the hype surrounding it, and just like the stock market, even cryptocurrency markets are fueled by greed and fear of investors. It seems like Cardano's Alonzo upgrade will have a significant impact on investor sentiment, and because of this, Cardano will reach $12 by the end of 2022. Moreover, the first half of 2022 is going to show fast growth up to $15. So, to sum things up, Cardano's network was created to rival that of Ethereum, but the foundation behind ADA tokens still has to secure meaningful partnerships. The Ethiopian government announced that it would be partnering up with Cardano Foundation to develop a blockchain technology to track students' performance in local schools during the second quarter, and so far, that has been the only major adoption for the Cardano Foundation. Investors are probably optimistic about the widespread success of Cardano with its upcoming Alonzo hard fork. Soon, a lot more people will be able to develop and execute smart contracts on the Cardano blockchain or build decentralized applications. Cardano's potential to disrupt the Ethereum network and become the largest altcoin out there is still something that we need to wait and see, because today, more than 90% of decentralized applications are built on the Ethereum network, and they range from online gaming to social media platforms to decentralized exchanges and more. Ethereum's decentralized applications boast more than 100,000 daily active users and facilitate 4,860 smart contracts each day. So, Cardano needs to do a lot more if they are really looking to compete with Ethereum. And a final note, this video is made for infotainment and should only be viewed as such. This is not financial advice, and any investments that you make with cryptocurrencies must be made at your own risk, because anything can happen in the cryptocurrency market. Cryptocurrencies are extremely volatile, and cryptocurrencies do not have any intrinsic value. You also need to keep in mind that cryptocurrencies are not governed by any legal entities. So, in case you ever get scammed, you have nowhere to go. So keep all this in mind and play your cards right, and if you do play it right, you will end up making a lot more money with cryptocurrencies, just like so many other people who did make a lot of money. But keep in mind that you will also end up losing a lot more money. So take the risk and move forward if that's what you want to do. With that, we have come to an end with our video. What do you think about Mark Cuban's thoughts on Cardano? Will ADA tokens actually hit $10 in just 90 days? Do let us know in the comments section below, because we would love to hear from you all. Consider subscribing to our channel for more content just like this one. And while you're at it, turn on post notifications so that you never miss out on any of our future uploads. Drop a like for the video if you are somebody looking forward to investing in ADA tokens. That's about it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. We will meet again in the very next video.